In this video, I'm going to walk you guys step by step through the process of farming the Coda Weapons in Warframe 1999 through the Technocyte Codas. Additionally, you'll be able to get these really cool ephemeras, which I think all of them are just absolutely phenomenal. And unlike the Sister Hunts and the Kuvalich system, instead of rolling RNG for the actual weapon itself, these drop currency, which you can then use to buy from Eleanor the specific weapons that you want, which I will explain later on in the video. I just wanted to add because I think it's a phenomenal system and it's way better than having to roll RNG, get the same weapon twice, and have to worry about the prognators to get the specific element that you want and so on. But anyway, let's get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go. So one thing I will say is if you go over here to Eleanor, I would not start this process unless you're MR17. As you can see, I'm MR13 right now, so I can't actually buy any of these weapons. But as you can see, I have 14 of the live heart cells right now, so I can still give you guys a video and show you how to do this efficiently. But just know that you cannot buy these weapons unless you're MR17. So just a little caveat before we get into the whole process. So what you want to do first before you actually go ahead and spawn one of these is obviously make sure you complete the Warframe 1999, the Hex quest to unlock Warframe 1999. Now, Steel Path or regular, normal difficulty, whatever, since it's not a star chart, any of the 2 exterminate missions and the Hell Scrub mission, and then I believe there's also a bounty that's open sometimes. Any of those 4 things you can actually spawn in, or I guess create one of the viruses, which is the Technocyte Codas. So let me get into one of these missions and I'll show you how to do it. So the way that we actually go about creating these Technocyte Codas is as you're going around killing all the enemies for the objective, there's a chance that one of them will drop something for you to pick up. Now you can see here, it gives you a little icon on the screen. It's an objective icon, so you can't miss it. But you go and you pick it up and then you deliver it to the infested computer terminal, which is usually at the end of the mission on your way to extraction. But you go up to it, you press X, or, you know, if you're on controller, whatever button it is for you, and you go in and you do the snake game, and that will essentially spawn in and create your Technocyte Coda.
Can't even remember the last time I felt this amazing.
I'm cutting this current segment out because I give a lot of misinformation. I said that you always get an ephemera, which is just not true. I've gotten lucky both times that I've done mine with an ephemera. It's not guaranteed. I've seen, you know, online posts where people have gotten the same ephemera 9, 10, 12 times in a row. It is possible, but there's, I think, 8 ephemeras. So in theory, best case scenario, you do this 8 times, if not couple more, but I just wanted to make a note of that before we get into the nitty-gritty of the video. And you'll get a minimum of 10 heart cells. Now, the antivirus attempts modify Parazon. So this is essentially the same process as the rest of them, except you don't need to match 3 like you do with the Kovaliches. You only need to find the 1. So equipped antivirus, this is from the last one that I ran. So start, you're going to need these Parazon mods, and they only use a single charge if you get it right. So the other ones that I have here, where are they? I think it was these 2 were the other 2 that I had at first, and they still have full charges. You only take it off if you actually use it. So we will get into the potency mods later, but for now, I always recommend just grab a random one for each slot. It doesn't matter because you have to figure out which one. So sometimes you get lucky. Last time it was this number 44 drive duster. So I'm going to take that off because I highly doubt it's going to be the same one twice. And I'm going to rock out with this. So now the next step is to chase these guys down. If we go into the map, you'll see the nodes have these little malware things behind them, right? So if we click on repair, that's how we get to this screen here. Now the malware disinfection, this is essentially like your progress bar for completing this. See how it says 25% duet chance? Basically that means there's a 25% chance for your Coda to spawn. Now we're going to get into the mission, and if it spawns, well, I'll show you the next step. And another thing, you don't have to do this in Steel Path either. You can do this in normal. I I just find that, you know, the resources are nice. And also you just inherently get longer rounds in Steel Path, which is equally as nice because there's a higher chance basically of your coda spawning in. Because if you do this normal and then in, you know, 5 minutes, you know, the mission's over, then there's kind of just really no point. So here's the duets that spawn in. So basically you just want to beat these guys both until they're down. Oh, okay. So that's his. But as you can see, he, you know, went behind it and did the mercy kill thing on it. Same as the other liches, and it tests out your 3 Parazon mods that you put on. And if one of them is correct, then you go to the next stage. If it's not, then it tells you they're all wrong, and then you can try again, basically. So, they did spawn in this one, but they weren't mine that spawned. So that is something that happens, especially if you play with random squads, or if you guys, or if you're just playing, you know, with your friends or whatever, and you guys all 3 want to do it. Now, this one I think is ours, if I'm not mistaken. So I would recommend trying to memorize the names of your Technocytes. Let's get this guy down. Yep, and so they run antivirus, and as you can see, all 3 of mine are wrong. So now we just complete the mission as soon as possible. No point in being in the mission anymore. And then we can switch out those 3 Parazon mods. All right, and so when we come back here, you can see the 3 that are knocked out. So then you go to Modify Parazon, and you just take those off. Now we're going to run with Bitrite and Computer Core, and then Drive Duster, which I feel like my luck, it's probably going to be this one again. So, okay, so the last mission, he didn't spawn at all. So now you can see the duet chance goes up to 50%. So basically, you start off, there's 25% for each. Then it goes to 50, 75, and then there's going to be a 100% chance of it spawning in that specific mission. So I usually like to knock out the exterminate missions first because they're usually the quickest. These hell scrubs are kind of and then the Calamos, I'm just really not that fan of. But either way, each mission right now is going to give me a 50% chance for my Coda to spawn. So I just kind of go around the map and hope that one spawns. All right, so we got them wrong again. So I don't think you actually need to finish the mission if you get them wrong. So you could probably definitely just, you know, abort the mission, leave, not have to worry about it. But since they did spawn in, there was a 75% chance, and now it's going to restart. So the next time I get back to the mission select screen, it's going to show all of the nodes with the little malware thing behind it again. Because now there's only 3 possibilities. So the next time that my Coda spawns, we're 100% guaranteed to activate the next step of this. So anyway, I'm going to activate the Coda, then I'm going to come back and show you the use for the potency mods, how they work, and what you do from there. And of course, it's the exact same one that it was last time. But now you can see we activated it. So now that we activated our Codas, when we leave this mission, I can show you how the potency mod works and where to go from there. So for me, obviously it took 3 attempts, which is the longest that it can take. The last time I did one, it was the very, very first attempt. It just went right through. So it could be as easy as 1 attempt. It could be as difficult as, 3 attempts, but the way that the mods are set up, if you have all of them, it can take just, 3 tries. But getting them to spawn in is a little bit of an RNG thing too. And obviously, if you're playing with somebody, so like, see how mine's glitched, it's dead and it won't go away. No one else's in this party can spawn because mine is taking up space. I also had another issue with, in the final section of this, I couldn't vanquish or, save or whatever the options are, my lich at all. And it bugged it for everybody, so we couldn't complete the mission and we had to retry. So, stuff like that is out of your control, but it does happen. But I figured since mine's glitched right now, I might as well talk about it. Just that way you guys are aware of it. It is a possibility. So if these guys are waiting for theirs to spawn, it's just not going to happen. Okay, so now that we actually found the antivirus, you can see it shows us the correct one, and then the equipped antivirus. So this is what's on our Paragon now, or Parazon, sorry. And it's going to show that these two are basically useless. So we're going to go ahead and knock these off. And then with all of these potency mods, and you see you get a lot of them if you play a lot of the 1999. So this one's 10%, 10%, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, and 15. So I recommend just running with the 15s. So this one got used once already, and then this one got used twice. So go ahead and run these out, and then obviously, you know, we have a bit more of them. But like I said, they only get a charge taken off if you actually use them. And same with this one. So at the very end, because I have the antivirus available, see how it didn't take a charge off? I already had a charge taken off for this one. When we go to the final step to actually vanquish the Lich through the whole railjack system, it's going to use another one of these to actually vanquish the Lich. But for right now, we're just going to use these potency mods to try and knock down the malware disinfection as much as possible. Okay, so now we have the malware disinfection up to 100%. The next step is going to be, if we go to our navigation, now you're going to see this little Technocyte thing next to the railjack, and Technocyte Coda Concert is the next step of this. So we're going to hop into the railjack part. The beginning of it is just the same. It's just a railjack mission, nothing special about it, but I will show it in this video just to avoid all confusion. Now, something I do recommend, as you can see, I got in here and I'm by myself. I return to dojo and then I try it again, because if you get in with a party of 4, it's a lot easier. Now, I know if, you know, I start flying around, some people might be able to join. You can do that as well, but I'd rather not risk it, or rather hop into somebody else's railjack. Just because if you are in a party of 4, when you get to the actual concert part, it gets a lot easier. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you why. So you can see immediately I just retried, and now I'm in with a party of 3, which is much, much easier because there's an overwhelming number of enemies. You can do it solo if you want to. It's not super hard, but it is recommended. So they spawn these little hive infestations, and you get the tech rot infested on the ship, which I'm a Nezha main anyway, but just playing as Nezha makes it so much easier. And you basically run around and you pop these little infested pods, and once those are all done and you kill all of the enemies, you move on to the next section of driving the railjack around. And I'm going to hop into the machine gun. And now you see the target says destroy speaker. So there's going to be these little speaker things that you have to fly around to, and I don't know why we're not driving over there or flying over there. But you go over to the speaker and you have to destroy it. I'm going to hop out of here. And so basically you just work your way around destroying the speakers, and then rinse and repeat with these little hive infestations. All right, and so now that those are done, we can actually hop out of here because we're leaving the railjack to go into the stadium. So we hop out of here and we head over into the stadium for the final part. And then once everyone's here, we go into the stadium and we enter this. It's essentially the last scene of the K-pop Demon Hunters thing, but Warframe edition. So the reason that I said to do this with a team of 4, whether you want to do it with your buddies or you want to just load up with randoms like I did here, is all 4 of you get to vanquish your Lich, or not Lich, but you get to vanquish your Coda back to back. So this one, it's obviously not mine, that's somebody else's. So we're all going to work together. And this works in a few steps. So a bunch of stuff comes out from the stage. There's another reason why I like using Nezha for this, because of the AoE, and then also you get to work up your shields. Dante would be probably another good frame for this. But you're basically killing enemies. I don't know if it's like a timer or what, because it's pretty inconsistent from what I've seen. And then these lasers just absolutely shred through everything. Now, after a certain point, a duet will spawn, same as usual, except you get to knock these guys down, and then gets them into like a half health kind of stage, like enter like a stage 2 basically, like most boss fights will let you do. And then you rinse and repeat. And I found my biggest issue with this is maintaining energy. But I'm also spamming my 3 a lot. And then this little thing will spawn on the ground, which you can activate it, and it will give you an encore. Now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing we just did, but for this Coda. And we're going to do that for all 4 of us. All right, so once you get that second health bar knocked down, you go up to it, press X, and then you have 20 seconds to decide if you want to convert or vanquish it. Obviously, if you're going for the Coda Weapons, you want to vanquish it. That way you actually get the live heart cells. Now down the road, if you don't want to do that, you can convert them, and then it's the same as the liches. You can sell them and, you know, do whatever. But that's basically it. And then, you know, once you get all 4 of your Codas vanquished or converted or whatever the other people are doing, it's completed. You get the live heart cells and the ephemera, and I saw mine had a floof this time. Sometimes you get a sigil, sometimes, you know, it's like a random pool, but you do get some pretty cool stuff, at least cosmetics from it. The ephemera that I have on right now, the little speakers behind the ears, is from the first one that I did. One thing I did want to talk about that I didn't bring up earlier in the video is with the Coda Weapons. So obviously with the Sisters of Parvos and the Kuvelich system, you have the progenitors or whatever the hell they're called, for the different elements and effects that you get per the weapon. This is randomized because you're getting a currency and you're purchasing the weapons from Eleanor. All of that stuff is randomized. Now there's 12 or maybe 13 weapons. I can't count for some reason. And they cycle through with Eleanor. So every 8 days they will cycle. She only sells 6 at a time. So that is something that I got wrong in this. I cut this section out, and I want to give you the proper information right now. So anyway, back into the video. Another thing that I forgot to mention. So you see right here, I have 3 live heart cells. Now, when you vanquish the Lich, I keep saying Lich. When you vanquish the Coda, sorry, you're supposed to get 10. Now, I don't know if this is a random loot pool or whatever the case. So the last time I did this, I got 14. This time I'm going to have 13 because I got the additional 3. Let me just show you here when I go to Holvania. And immediately, so Ortis gives me now 10. We get the ephemera here and then the floof. So if we go to, I have to run out here. And we go over to Eleanor. Coda Weapons, you'll see now I have 27. So I've only done this 2 times, and I'm 3 heart cells away from being able to purchase basically 3 weapons. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If this video was helpful for you and you guys want to see more guides and stuff like this, I know I'm still baby Tenno as far as MR goes, but I've been playing Warframe since 2017. I took a very long break and I came back, and now I'm kind of caught back up and, you know, working on the MR grind to catch all the way back up. But if you guys do want to see more guides and stuff like this, please let me know down below. And then, yeah, if this video is helpful, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Lets me know you appreciate what I'm doing and gives me encouragement to continue to make more videos for you guys. So anyway, peace out.